Class 11th, Subject Physics, second chapter, Mathematical Methods. From this chapter, let us see what is integral calculus. So, integral calculus is the branch of mathematics which deals with the properties of integrals and their applications. Integral calculus is the branch of mathematics which deals with the properties of integrals and their applications. The integral of any function f of x will be given as f of x equal to integration f of x dx, integration f of x dx, and which is the area under the curve of f of x against x. So if you plot the graph of f of x against x, then the area under the graph or the area under the curve will give us that integral of that function f of x, and the integration is the reverse process of differentiation. Now let us consider the two graphs here. The graph of f of x against x is plotted here. The nature of the graph is a straight line passing through origin. So from this graph, let A and B the 2 points along this graph, so that their respective coordinates will be now represented by A and B for points A and B respectively, so that the area under this graph, that is straight line between the 2 points A and B, will be given by the sum of the rectangle ADEC and the area of the triangle ABC. So if that graph is straight line here, therefore the area under that straight line will be equal to the sum of area of rectangle ADEC and the area of triangle ABC. Similarly, if you consider the another nature of the graph, so again if f of x against x, that graph is plotted here. So in this case there is no straight line, it is a curve AB, and therefore area under this curve AB will be bounded by sum of the rectangles, and therefore it is extending from A to B. So in this case the area under this curve AB will be again equal to sum of all these rectangles, sum of all these rectangles. So that will represent the area under this curve. Now the area under the curve is written as, if you consider the area under the curve, then that area under the curve will be written as integration from x equal to a to x equal to b f of x dx. That area under the curve will be equal to integration from x equal to a to x equal to b f of x dx, and such type of integration is called as definite integral of f of x from x equal to a to x equal to b. So in the form of integration we can write this integral as integration x equal to a, that will be the minimum value of x, to x equal to b, that is the maximum value of x, f of x dx. And therefore the process of obtaining integral is called as integration. The process of obtaining integral is called as the integration. Now if you consider the integrals, then there are two types of integrals. One will be definite integral, second will be indefinite integral, and therefore the definite integral of the function f of x from x equal to a to x equal to b is written as, so this is the definite integral. So in this case, for that definite integral, we will be having the limiting values of x, that is minimum value as well as maximum value, and therefore this definite integral will be written as, that is f of x will be equal to integration from x equal to a to b, integration from x equal to a to b f of x dx. So these limiting values of x will be minimum value a, maximum value b, and therefore integration x equal to a to b f of x dx will represent the definite integral, and it is called a definite integral because it is having the limiting values of this x, that is minimum value and maximum value. And the indefinite integral will be written as, the indefinite integral of f of x will be given as f of x equal to integration f of x dx. So in this case there is no limiting values of x, and therefore it is called as indefinite integral. Now the reverse process of the integration is called as differentiation. The reverse process of the integration is called as differentiation. That means we can say that the integration and differentiation are opposite to each other, and therefore for any function f of x we can write f of x is equal to d by dx of f of x, and f of x from a to b equal to f of b minus f of a. So these are the limiting values are kept here. So it will be integration of that b minus integration of a, that is f of b minus f of a. It will be in short written as integration from a to b f of x dx, integration from a to b f of x dx. So that will be the definite integral again. Now let us see some of the properties of this integration. If there are two functions f1x and f2x, and if addition, that is sum of these two functions is there, then their integration will be given as integration f1x plus f2x dx. Integration of f1x plus f2x dx will be given as the sum of the individual integrations of the two functions, that is integration of f1x dx plus integration of f2x dx. So if there is sum of the two functions and we have to integrate it, then its integration will be equal to the sum of these individual integrations of these two functions, that is integration f1x dx plus integration f2x dx. Instead of that, if you consider second property, if k is any constant and if it multiplies any function f of x, then its integration will be written as integration k into f of x dx will be equal to k into, as it is constant, it will be taken out of integration. So k into integration of f of x dx, k into integration of f of x dx, where k is constant. So k will be taken as constant. If it is constant, then first of all it will be taken out of the integration, and then we can integrate the remaining term. And now let us consider the integration of some functions. So if you consider some functions, then what are its integration, that we will have to study. So these are the integration of some functions. The first function is then, first one, integration of x raised to n dx, x raised to n dx, that will be written as x raised to n minus 1 upon n minus 1. Integration of x raised to n dx equal to x raised to n minus 1 upon n minus 1. For example, if it is integration of x raised to 5 dx, x raised to 5 dx, then it will be written as x raised to 5 minus 1 upon 5 minus 1. So that will be equal to x raised to 4 upon 4. That is the integration of this first term. Then second function we will consider as integration of 1 by x dx. Integration of 1 by x dx, it comes out to be log x. So integration of 1 by x dx is equal to log x. Third is integration of sin x dx. Integration of sin x dx, which is taken as minus cos x. It is equal to minus cos x. So integration of sin x dx equal to minus cos x. Then fourth, integration of cos x dx. Integration of cos x dx equal to sin x. Integration of cos x dx equal to sin x. And then fifth one we will consider as integration of e raised to x dx. Integration of e raised to x dx comes out to be e raised to x. E raised to x dx, its integration will be equal to e raised to x. So remember all these 5 formulae for integration, that is integration of x raised to n dx equal to x raised to n minus 1 upon n minus 1. Integration of 1 by x dx equal to log x. Integration of sin x dx equal to minus cos x. Integration of cos x dx will be equal to sin x, and integration of e raised to x dx equal to e raised to x. So this will be the complete information regarding this integral calculus.